Hi, I'm Jesse. Welcome back to JaffyDuck Productions. Today we are going to be discussing, recapping, and reviewing Season 6, Episode 15 of Arrow, Doppelgänger. So, as per usual, if you haven't seen the episode, please come back a little later because this will be full of spoilers. This episode, Roy Harper returns to Star City, and Oliver and Thea take action to save him when they discover the reason why he's come back. So, we open up this episode with Oliver having a meeting with his lawyer. And it looks like she can completely dismiss the case against him. And as he's having this discussion, trying not to get his hopes up, Laurel walked into the SCPD. So this is Black Siren Laurel. She claims to have been kidnapped and held for 2 years, and she finally found an escape route. Playing everyone, Oliver and Lance show up at the same time, and she, of course, runs to them and embraces them both in a big hug. Yeah. She's playing everyone. Her stash got cleared out. She's afraid of both Dinah Drake and Anatolia Diaz. She doesn't know which one is yet. Thea being a bitch about it, she wants them to protect her. Remember, these people are asking who the identity of the Green Arrow is, so she's like, well, I could always say it, and they believe me because you revealed me as being Black Canary. So, cut to Oliver and the captain. The captain wants to auction off seized assets to everybody, and that will bring in revenue for the city. Normally they have to go through a few more years and a lot of red tape, but this would dismantle the red tape and bring in a lot of money quickly. But these seized assets could be bad. I can see these seized assets being something like weapons. Of course, this would arm Diaz's growing army, and yeah, help him take over the city more. And then the captain puts Dinah Drake onto Laurel's case. Then we cut over, unfortunately, to Curtis going to talk to Renee's daughter. She calls him Sea Dog. No, Curtis, just no. Anyways, so he goes over to talk to Renee's daughter and trying to explain that her father got injured. He's in the hospital. He's being transferred. And then they cut away and then never come back to it. So they get to... so we cut over to them having a meeting with the judge. So it's Oliver's lawyer, the DA, who's in Diaz's pocket, and the judge, and they're having a private session because the DA recovered new evidence, and with the risk to this new evidence, it's a witness, and with the risk to this witness, he needed to do this covertly, so they're having a closed meeting. The witness is Roy Harper. So we cut down to the quiver, and they're having a round table meeting about what they should do about Roy. Just discussing Roy in general. Is he in Diaz's pocket? Diaz and Anatolia's pocket for some reason. Do they have something on him? Is he just been captured and being tortured? I guess we'll find out. Felicity was able to track him down. He's on the top floor of a hotel in Star City somewhere. Top floor of a hotel. Cut over to Lance and Laurel. Laurel's in the hospital, being treated for her wounds. Lance brought her some of Laurel's clothes, being creepy. She jokingly asks about her mom. Lance warned her mother away. Dinah's there watching them. Laurel's clothes. Dinah's there. Dinah wants DNA tests done, but DNA tests won't prove anything. She's an exact doppelganger from Earth 2. Lance has a surprisingly civil and calm conversation with Dinah. And so we have an officer that took Laurel out and kidnapped her and taking her to a safe house. So Laurel knows it's Diaz. They find Roy. They realize he's being tortured and trying to get him to confess and tell them about the Green Arrow. Not working, of course. Dig still wants the hood. He's been good for 2 months and he hasn't got it back. Oliver doesn't even acknowledge the statement. Cut over to Laurel. She is having a little meeting with Anatoly. He's working for, or he may think that he's working with, Diaz. Not sentimental. He's Russian. He's here for money and revenge. She makes a joke about him being kicked out of the Bratva, and that's why he's here. Diaz suited up. She can fit into the fence. So we cut over to them trying to break in. Arrow sends up a firework arrow. I love it. More trick arrows. More trick arrows. I love trick arrows. Get ridiculous. Have a real boxing glove arrow. Anyways, so Thea zooms over, gets into the vent, waits till the cops leave. He's being tortured. They take a break so they don't kill him. Cops out. Speedy is in. Instant flirt, and she kisses him. SCPD, SWAT arrives. Speedy didn't want to leave without him. He didn't do as she told him. Oliver bullies Thea out of there. And then just yanks her whole body out of there. So the cops begin circling the wagons. Roy is bleeding internally. They found out about Diaz. Speedy, knowing Roy is safe, gives her a bit of peace, and that's why she's been okay with him being gone. Oliver revealing Diaz is influenced both Quentin and Dinah. He wants them to work together to bring down the corruption within the police force itself. Understand why they can't find Laurel. Diaz incredibly capable fighter. Irritation, building a family, breaking them in. Oh, sorry, it's an initiation. He's building a family, he's breaking them in. She's pissed at Siren for fire taking the money. Working on this for months. Caden it was just simply a part of the puzzle. Siren wants to live without looking over her shoulder. Diaz winning her over? ? They decide to move early. Too early bring up the hood. Fake transfer. Oliver feels guilty, especially for letting Roy fall on his sword, for letting him run. Oliver doesn't know if he can give up it. Oliver doesn't know if he can give up the hood again, which is heartbreaking because Diggle wants it. Diggle could have it. Diggle's got a good relationship to Oliver. Needs to be the mayor. He needs to do this. So, maybe promote Diggle to a new Red Arrow. Instead of being codenamed Arsenal, have him codenamed Red Arrow. Take on the Red Hood and be a real partner. I like that. Instead of being Spartan. Or maybe even have Oliver step down to the Spartan role. Just take a step back, let Diggle lead. They could take these in an interesting direction. I doubt they will. I highly expect them to Diggle to continue to be Spartan and for Oliver to continue to be Green Arrow. Yep. Anyways, moving on. Diaz chatting with Roy, respects his strength. He wants to get to him through Thea. More Dinah and Quentin. Siren shows up to inform on Diaz. Oliver wants Thea to go with Roy. So we cut over to Oliver. He's having this great conversation about he thinks that Thea should leave with Roy. We're going to get him back. They know this. They're going to get him back. You should leave with him. You should go on the run with him. If him being safe gives you comfort, knowing being there with him while he's safe will give you more comfort. He's still in love with her. He didn't listen to her. Roy didn't listen to her when she said go start a family, drive a minivan, have a regular life. He hates minivans. So yeah, do it, Thea. Just do it. Come back, like drag him back with you once a season or something. Like I would personally love that. What is Laurel doing? Who is she playing? No to Dinah going in with them. He still doesn't fully trust Dinah, of course. He needs somebody to protect Black Siren just in case. And so yeah. Moving Roy, not a trap. Cops called in. Speedy going in alone. Holy damn, John and Ollie switching off. Tracking shot. Oh yes. So this season, I don't know what they decided with this season. I can't explain it as well as somebody who's been doing this for years, but watching them do that moving tracking shot behind Green Arrow usually as he's fighting his way through a bunch of baddies. But this one, it's a tracking shot of them switching off between Oliver and Diggle, and it's freaking majestic. Like I love it, and I can't wait for them to do more of those tracking shots. So of course Anatoly runs into Oliver. Anatoly's just a hired hand now. They take down, or I can't remember if it was Oliver or Diggle that said that to him. Anyways, so we get to the truck. Oliver takes down, has Diaz in his sights. He tells Speedy to take Roy away, and she does. Speed driving away with Roy. Oliver leaving Diaz be. He should have just killed him. Would have solved a lot of problems. He would have done it for any of them. Not enough Roy. Yeah, definitely not enough Roy. I hope he's there for at least 2 or 3 episodes. Oliver came to see Siren. She's willing to try to be Laurel. Quentin offered her his couch. Yep, she's working for Diaz because she got a text message from him saying good job. Roy and Thea getting it on, of course. And then we cut out to a window to a very creepy thing. It's a League of Assassins. We have found the heir of Ra's al Ghul. Master, we have found the heir of Ra's al Ghul. Now, this could be either one. Because at one point, Malcolm Merlin was Ra's al Ghul. And thus, Theo would be his heir. Alright, that makes sense. Or Roy got caught up into something, and he would be the heir. Either way. But, how could they have taken this long to find Thea? Thea's been there. She's been in a coma for a couple months, but she's only been awake for a couple weeks. Or a couple months. Either way. So, I can't wait to see where that goes, and hopefully this means there's another episode of Roy in there. Because those two seem important now. Alright, that's it for this episode of Arrow, Season 6, Episode 15. For rating in this episode, 4 out of 5 arrowheads. Quite easy there. It had great action sequences. We got Colton Haynes back as Roy Harper, which is always a plus. Yeah, I can't wait for next episode. They gave me a good cliffhanger. And this season seems to be... This season is very, very solid. And I'm really loving it. It got a little wonky near the end with Caden James. But now that we know Diaz is... We know Diaz is a fighter. We know how Diaz is working. And kind of that he was pretending to be weak earlier with Caden. So, yeah. Anyways. That's it for me today. Love you guys. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. You know, do all that fun stuff. Alright. Talk to you guys later. See ya. Bye.